An apology is something that we all like to receive, but most of us don't like to give. You know, an apology, when done well, is such a good thing in that it helps restore relationships with people that we care about. On the other hand, if our apology sounds hollow or empty or insincere, the potential of that apology gets left short. Whenever we have harmed our partner through domestic violence or domestic abuse, the stakes for our apology are much, much higher. I'm Michael Clark with the Ananias Foundation, and we're going to talk about what makes for a good, sincere apology and why that matters.
If you want to stop causing harm in your relationships, you're on the right path. This is Journey of Change, a video series to help you become the safe, loving partner you were meant to be.
On the topic of apologies, I hear a couple of questions pretty frequently. One is this question of, should I apologize? Now, if we have hurt someone, we've harmed them in some way, they felt embarrassed, they felt upset, then the answer is yes, we should apologize. Even if we don't feel like we did anything wrong, we can certainly acknowledge their feelings by saying, I understand that you feel that way, I care about you. One of the other questions that I hear from people is, yes, but what if my partner has also done some things wrong? Do I need to apologize then? And again, my answer to that question is yes. To the extent that we can be quick to apologize, be first to apologize, and own our part. Apologize for the things that we know that we've done wrong. That goes a long ways in helping restore the relationship. Now, whether or not our partner apologizes is kind of irrelevant. We should probably just let them decide whether they want to apologize. If you really feel like they need to and they haven't, then you'll have another decision to make as to how much of a relationship, how engaged you want to continue to be with that person. But forcing someone to apologize, demanding that they apologize, is never a good idea. So what constitutes a good apology? You know, this is one place where mindset matters. How we think about the apology matters a great deal. If we go into that apology with the attitude that I really care about this person, I want to right the wrong, I want to restore the relationship with them, that's a good mindset to have. You know, on the other hand, if the mindset is, I just want to stop them from being angry at me, or I just want this argument to be over, or I'm feeling forced to apologize, it's going to come across that way, and that apology will be perceived as insincere. What are the components of a good apology? Well, first, sincerely apologize by using the words, I'm sorry, or some other words so that the person that you're apologizing to actually knows that you're apologizing. If they're not sure you're apologizing, you're missing the point. Secondly, take responsibility for your actions. Don't shift it off. Don't blame someone else. Don't minimize what you've done, but take responsibility. Third, be specific about what you're apologizing for. If you just say in general, I'm sorry, but you're not specific about what you're sorry for, they might not know that you truly understand the harm that you did or the hurt that you caused. fourth, talk about what it is that you plan to do to try to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Maybe we can never guarantee that we won't mess up, but we can certainly take action to change how we think about situations, change how we handle situations, so that we're not doing the same thing, we're not causing the same harm over and over again. Now, fifth is listen to the person and let them know that you understand their hurt. And even if you don't understand completely why they feel hurt or why they feel damaged, we can always express care for their hurt. And then finally, to the extent we can, try to make it right with that person. If we've broken something, offer to fix it or replace it. If it's something intangible, we can at least ask, what can I do to make this right? What can I do to make this better? Some things that we can do that are counterproductive to an apology is, first, we can try to explain away or minimize or defend ourselves too much in that apology. Just take responsibility, accept that the other person was harmed, and apologize for that without getting defensive. Another thing we can do is to apologize and make up, trying to patch up the relationship, and yet we don't really make any effort to change. So time goes on and we do the same thing over and over again. In that case, it's pretty obvious that our apology really wasn't terribly sincere. We had no intention of making the change. And then the third thing that we can do that will make our apology not as worthwhile is to ask for forgiveness. Now, what do I mean by that? It's okay to apologize. Yes, that's something we could do. But forgiving is something that the other person does. It's really up to them as to whether or not they forgive us and when. So just simply apologize, but don't pressure them into forgiving you. I want to acknowledge that apologizing can feel difficult. You know, if we equate apologizing with shame, if we're feeling shame like we're a bad person, or we equate apologizing with being weak, it's going to make it really extra hard to apologize. Neither of those are true. You know, we all make mistakes, and so apologizing should be something that's part of our natural human nature. Also, apologizing is one of the really truly strong things that we can do to express good character if we have that willingness and ability to apologize. For those of us who have been violent or abusive with our partners, apologies have a special consideration. There is a thing called the cycle of violence that the theory goes that part of that cycle is that we do harm and then we go into apology mode and we apologize for the harm that we did. But eventually the frustration, the tension builds, and we repeat the same bad behavior that happened before. So the question comes, should we apologize if we've done harm to our partner, if we've been violent or abusive? And I still think the answer is yes, but using the same principles that we've been talking about. Yes, absolutely apologize. Acknowledge the harm that you've done. Be specific, take responsibility. Make whatever efforts you can to repair the damage. But importantly, also make your best effort to change the behavior so that that abusiveness, that violence doesn't happen again. And once again, we can apologize, but recognize that the other person doesn't have to forgive you. That will really be up to them as to whether or not they forgive you. It may take time. They may never forgive you. But at least you have done your part to apologize for your actions and to try to make things right. I hope this discussion about apologies, and specifically apologies as related to domestic violence, has been helpful. I'm Michael Clark with the Ananias Foundation, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining me today. I'm honored to be on this journey of change with you, and I hope I've helped you in some way. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, be sure to hit the like button, share this with others who might find it helpful, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. For more resources, head to our website, ananiasfoundation.org. Until next time, take care and remember, change is possible.